Your identity is creating your reality. You want to change things? You start by changing yourself. Stick around for the end of this video. This is going to help you shift into the highest version of you. Okay, welcome to Patty's World. I'm Patty. I'm a manifestation coach who helps you shift into the highest version of you so that you live your dream life. If you're watching this, nothing is coincidence. You were meant to hear this. You were meant to hear this. This is for you. That means we're aligned, and I vibrate really, really high. So you're meant to hear this. You were put on this earth to thrive, not to play small, to believe in your dreams, the desires of your heart. You're absolutely worthy of having them. If they haven't materialized in the physical world, in the world of the five senses, you're probably playing small, living in fear and doubt, and thinking small and believing small. You're identifying with old versions of you. Right now, make an energetic decision with me that you're releasing and letting that go. And sometimes that's what it takes. And then we affirm and reaffirm the elevated version of you anytime undesired circumstances show up. Your identity, whatever you're identifying with or as, is creating your reality. Whatever you label, whoever you believe yourself to be or assume yourself to be, and how you get treated, what shows up in your life, how you make money, if you have to struggle for relationships and work. If you believe that life is hard, that is your identity. You have the identity of a person who's meant to struggle and toil and life is hard. You push that out. Remember, the mirror will always reflect who you are being. The outside world is an echo. It's just an echo of old versions of you. Once you understand this, that everything is created in consciousness and imagination, then you start imagining and believing from the place of things come easy to me, accepting that it's possible for you. Because if you see it possible for other people, if it's true for other people, why can it not be true for you? Why can't it be true for you? It's your belief that it's for everyone but you. And that's what you have to release and let go of. And really manifesting, which is just creating and aligning and resonating with things at your level, whatever core frequency you're vibrating at or with, is just releasing all that old programming. You come into this earth whole and complete. You're an extension of source, higher intelligence, God, that God within you. You're an expression and extension of, you're meant to thrive and live an incredible life and uplift people. And so when you play small, you're not living to your full potential. And that's why if you're living your life and feeling like I'm not doing enough, I'm not getting enough, I feel like you're just living in monotony, in a rut, it's because you're not really living and thriving in your life. And how do you know you're living and thriving and living to your fullest potential? Because every day is new. It's a chance. Every moment, every second of the day is a chance for you to reinvent yourself and say, okay, I choose to go higher and be higher and think higher and believe higher for myself because I'm absolutely worthy. When you don't, you feel that discordance. You're unsettled. You're restless because your soul, the God within you, your higher mind, higher intelligence, the power that creates worlds, which resides within you. If you get still enough, your heart source is telling you, is moving you in the direction of your dreams, but you're living in fear and doubt. So if you're identifying with all those things that are not working for you in fear and doubt, you're going to manifest more things to be afraid of, more things to doubt, the same kind of relationships. And if you've started to notice patterns in your life, you are living out some limiting beliefs. Limiting beliefs, this is what I believe. And whatever you believe is going to be true in your reality, because you're the creator of your reality. You're the God of your reality. So if you believe that in order to deprogram and step into a new elevated version of you that lives and embodies just an amazing kick-ass life, and you elevate your beliefs, if you think that there's a whole, process and it's difficult and complicated, well, that's what you're going to live out. It's going to be hard. Stop saying hard. When I'm talking to people, when I have clients and they start with it, it's hard. It's not hard. You're making it hard. It's your habitual way of thinking. You've made it a habit. You've made it difficult in your mind. And so if you start telling yourself it's easy, it's always easy. It comes easy to me. Everything comes into my life with ease and flow. I don't have to struggle. I don't have to toil. If you start reacting differently, if you start assuming a new identity as I'm worthy of having, I'm worthy of being, you start imagining yourself Who would you be? Who would you be if you had everything you wanted? Create that identity. Think about who you would be, how you would talk to yourself, how you would walk into a room, what you would tolerate in your life. What are your standards? What are you accepting? Why are you looking for people and things outside of you to validate you? When you operate with certainty, when you know because you know something, you're not looking for evidence. You live through life, you go through life with a quiet certainty and confidence that this is who you are. This is who you are, that this is who you are. And you're not needing anybody to validate it. When you operate from this identity, it naturally shows up in your life. That's the paradox with conscious creation and manifesting, is that when you embody it and assume the identity of the person who already is, it naturally shows up in your life. When you're looking for evidence, when you're needing people to validate you, tell you you're right, that you did the right thing, then you're still externalizing. You still have people on a pedestal. And this, I see this and it drives me a little bit bananas, or a lot, when I see like dating coaches, and I'm okay with dating coaches. But if you're making your whole identity in dating and love about the man, the other person, and you conforming and contorting yourself, so because you think that by doing, you're going to result or affect a sort of behavior from them, then you're forcing and you're toiling and manipulating. You have to be, who would you be if you were the woman who's always called, who never gets ghosted, who has amazing dates, who has an amazing partner, who is in love? You're not living in fear and doubt and a low self-worth. You don't need anyone to validate you. You validate yourself. You choose yourself. And when you choose yourself, when you do what's good for you, the world outside of you will reflect it. I promise you that's how it works. And I didn't realize recently, I had this pattern, not in my love life, but in friendships and family, that and it's something that I realize, it's a pattern that I've had from my childhood, but we're always in process and we're always growing. But I realized that my reaction or response to things, that I was seeking validation. And I was having people mirroring me, telling me that I was wrong to feel that the way I was feeling. So I had, in essence, friends on pedestal or family on pedestal because I was waiting for them to tell me who I am. And when you do that, you're letting other people define you. You're giving other people power into your life. And your reaction's your reaction. Your response is your response. Your feeling is your feelings are your feelings. They're valid. You have them. Love with them. Love them. Sit with them. Sit with yourself. If it's something that you don't like the way you handled it, it's okay. Be kind and loving to yourself the way you would with someone else. But one of the things that I stopped doing in my 3D is I stopped accepting other people's truth as mine. I get to feel the way I feel. I get to believe what I believe, what's true and real in my reality. And so it is, and it is done. And I don't need anyone to validate it. And so it allowed me to release and let go of attachments and assumptions that I had because I was waiting for people to validate me, that I felt something and for them to say, was that okay? And it's like, I don't need them to. I know who I am. And when you're certain and anchored in who you are, then you're not looking for that approval outside yourself. You just walk with it calmly, quietly, confidently, assuming the identity of a person who knows their worth and value. They know who they are. They choose themselves. They respect themselves. And I don't need acceptance, validation, approval outside myself. It's a huge shift I had recently. Incredibly powerful, because if I still need to tell my story to somebody so they could tell me I'm okay, well, then I'm looking for external validation. I shouldn't have to. Here's the powerful shift I made. I moved into it's okay. What am I seeking outside myself? Validation, approval, safety, which is something I think through, even since I was a little girl, I've looked and seeked my whole life in friendships, relationships, jobs, in accomplishment, education, whatever you want to call it. And so anytime I felt those triggers and started feeling that within myself, I immediately paused. I have the awareness now. I paused, I soothed myself, do the deep breathing. That's a nervous system regulation, calm myself, connected to that heart space myself. I asked myself, my higher mind, the God within, you can call them angels, that power, source, universe, God, however you speak to the God within you, that God, as you choose to identify him, the God of your understanding. What am I seeking? What am I looking for? and show me I am safe. Show me what I need to see. Show me what I'm not seeing, what I'm not realizing, what I'm holding on to. How can I look at this differently? And show me what I need to believe, how I can flip and rewire this so I release this. And then I see myself, I take myself immediately into visualization and imagine myself releasing this belief, whether it's cutting an energetic cord with something like a weight that was attached to me, and I cut that cord and I release that belief, or I drop a bag or I drop a coat with limiting beliefs that I was holding on to. I'm like, no, that's no longer me. I release this now. Who do I prefer to be? Well, I'm the person and the version of me who's calm, who's secure, who's certain, who loves herself, who chooses herself, who knows her truth, who feels safe in her body and her identity, who operates from authenticity. What does authenticity mean? To me, it means that I am who I am. I'm not looking, contorting myself to be a different person when I'm around different people because I'm looking for approval. I say what I need to say. If I need to say it, I set a boundary, I remove myself, and I do what's good for me because I love myself. And when you love yourself, you don't mistreat yourself, you don't abuse yourself, you're not around relationships, things, circumstances that are not honoring you or valuing you. Because all that starts with yourself, the vessel, your body, how you see yourself. You don't mistreat yourself, you don't beat yourself up. It's all related, right? Our thoughts, our beliefs, our actions. When you truly love yourself and have yourself on a pedestal, with your thoughts are going to align with your beliefs, are going to align with your actions. And you don't need to seek it. That's the beauty of it. You stop seeking it in people and things outside of you. You just assume that identity. You take yourself to the wish fulfilled. What do I prefer in this? Who would I be? Okay, my concept of self is the woman who loves herself, who's happy. And I imagine myself energy, like an energy bubble, or that I generate within myself. If I was so happy and confident and secure, it all worked out in my favor because it always does. I have nothing to worry about. And I generate that energetic bubble or that energetic circle or that, just an energetic ball within myself that I start to expand outside my body. It covers me, it encircles me, it protects me, and I push it out 10 times, 100 times, 1,000 times. I'm always safe and secure. I'm divinely protected. And no matter what shows up, if it showed up in my reality, it's there to serve me, to grow me, and evolve me. What do I need to learn from this? How can I believe differently? And then how do I release this so I don't ever have to go through this again, so that I am in the version of me who gets what she wants? Safe relationships, loving relationships, supporting relationships. And I encompass all of that. But it starts with me. As within, so without. What am I identifying with? I'm not identifying with victimhood. I'm not identifying with struggle. I know that it's going to work out for me with ease and flow. Sometimes I can just think it and imagine it and it's solved. I go to the solution, imagine it solved. If this was already solved, how would I be thinking? And what would I be saying to myself? Oh, it worked out. I love it. I'm happy. I start shifting into happiness and peace. And when I'm not, I ask myself, who am I? Who am I being? What am I thinking? I'm operating from fear, scarcity, doubt, and I don't have to doubt. And I should know this by now because everything always works out in my favor. And the more you do this, and the more you practice this, shifting your concept of self to that elevated version of you, you let go of the past, of old relationships, you assume this identity. And I promise you, when you live as this person, everything that shows up in your life will reflect this new version of you. People will show up differently, or they'll fall out of your life, which is okay. You release people in love and light, but you're constantly always elevating and it's always working in your favor. And tell yourself, I don't know how. Even if appearances look differently, don't add a meaning or a story. I don't know how, but only good will come from this. 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 I'm always safe. Only good will come from this. Only good will come from this. And tell yourself a million times over and over and breathe and soothe yourself and calm yourself and ask your higher mind, what do I need to see? What am I not seeing? What do I need to change? Show me love and feel that love, security, and safety within yourself. When you generate it within yourself, you stop seeking it in people and experiences outside of you. And that's the beauty of it. And it's something we do every day. This is a lifestyle. This is not just, I did a technique. It's a lifestyle change. It's a different way of living. But it will transform your life. It'll transform who you are. I think of myself as old versions. I look in my past and I'm like, that was a different person. That's no longer me. I no longer accept that. I no longer identify with that. and not in my reality. Nope, nope, I don't accept that. I don't accept that. And this is what I prefer. And I go into what I prefer. And I'm saying this because, oh, I have something great for you on Sunday. I did an interview with another coach, and I'm doing these, trying to do them once a month. I interviewed Courtney and Savannah in March, but I just interviewed Sherry Bear, and she's a hypnotist, a manifestation coach, but she's also is a does health hypnosis, and she walks you through that, and she's phenomenal. And I did an interview with her, and I'm going to release that on Sunday, so look out for it here on my YouTube channel. Absolutely phenomenal. And even as I was talking to her, I just felt the energy and the message that we were sending fully aligned. You don't want to miss it. You want to hear it, because it's some really good stuff that I think will help you in your journey. If you're hearing this, you're meant to hear it. Look out for it on Sunday. It'll be on my YouTube page. So make sure you're following me, subscribe, and share this with anyone that you think it will help. And I'll see you on the next one.